I'm sorry, I know you mean well. You just didn't think it through. You want to protect the world, but you don't want it to change. How is humanity saved if it's not allowed to evolve? There's only one path to peace. Extinction.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Project Manga podcast, where we cover One Piece, My Hero, Black Clover. Hey.
Hello.
I don't know why I always blank on the Promised Neverland.
Promised Neverland. Yeah, I was gonna say that's the one.
I tried to do when you weren't here and I had to host the jump show. I fucked that shit all the way up.
I feel like that's the one I always blank on is the Promised Neverland. It's always right there. The Promised Neverland. After Black Clover. Never changes.
It never changes.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Project Manga podcast, where we cover One Piece, My Hero, Black Clover, The Promised Neverland, Chainsaw Man, Samurai 8, and Jujutsu Kaisen, week to week. Back this week covering Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 13. I'm your host, Eagle.
What's up, it's Kiko?
Noxie.
Nickums.
And as always, before we get started, we would just like to say, visit the link tree in the description box down below, where you can find the links to any and all of our online communities, as well as any audio listening platform you would like to consume the podcast on, and ways to support the podcast if you would feel so inclined. And with all those words said, how do you guys feel about this week in Jump? No hero, and it feels kind of shorter anyway, because a lot of these chapters, like we were talking about earlier, a lot of the chapters flew by.
Yeah, flew by.
Right.
I mean, Black Clover has had shorter chapters. I feel like pretty much this entire arc, but otherwise, everything else really feels like setup chapters, like we were saying a little bit.
One that really felt pretty quick to me, that was surprising, because a lot of the time they really don't, was Jujutsu.
Yeah,
Jujutsu seems super quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing chapter though.
We can
definitely.
Definitely. Seeing that, well, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it right now, actually. Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 96, The Shibuya Incident, part 14. Yes.
14.
Yo.
This is where you said before, like,
I think it was 14 or 15 or something. It is what it is. You know?
Right.
Yeah, we got 10 more parts, right?
I swear to God.
Shibuya Incident part 30. Imagine.
Yo, that shit's
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, me too.
In fact, it's happening. But Gojo was really on his Nico Robin shit, but like even worse, bro. He was like wanted since birth, like straight up bounty. What was it, like 100,000 or 100 million? Straight
Some
up
kind
right
of crazy high number like that.
Yeah,
Something like that,
Yeah.
that's nuts.
And it's crazy how like just his entrance into the world created such an intense like paradigm shift in the sorcerer community, to where like everyone is like, well, now we got this motherfucker here. You know what I mean? Like,
this is why all the curses have been getting strong as fuck. Yo, like they've been trying to get ready for this motherfucker.
Yeah. And
Really?
Well, it's good that we get to finally confirm. I maybe this has kind of been confirmed, but that, you know, the six eyes is very rare, even within the Gojo family. And it feels like maybe even other clans could have somebody born with the six eyes. You know, like, is this going to be? I feel like we're going to get backstory, you know, from ancient Jujutsu times, where somebody, you know, I just don't want this to be
six eyes and they were cold as fuck.
Yeah, but I just don't want this to be a Rikudo sending type shit, you know, like So I don't know.
But I mean, like I think we got information like earlier in the series that like back in like ancient sorcerer times, that Sukuna was basically the Gojo of his era or whatever. I mean, that doesn't mean that there couldn't have been another
on
six
the
eyes.
curses side. Yeah.
No. No, he was a human. He was a human sorcerer before.
Oh yeah, he
became a curse, and he was the coldest human sorcerer back in his time too. But I mean, like that doesn't mean that there couldn't have been like another like six eyes, you know, user before, you know, or after Sukuna, you know, or whatever.
Right.
But
because it's definitely a known ability, technique, whatever, you know,
Yeah.
passive, whatever you call it. You know?
They knew about it right when he was born with it, so yeah. Somebody had to have been born with it before.
Yeah.
It's identifiable.
One of the things I wanted to highlight from this chapter was like the assassination of the old lady, like who took the form of that little girl.
Straight up, she's a
and hopped on her dad's lap and
I said
stabbed
that
him in
in
the back
chat.
of the
I'm
neck.
like, yo, this old lady's a gangster.
Yeah, and it reminded me of the Yorkshire City auction arc in Hunter, where Crollo was stabbing all of the mafia dudes in the back of the head with the pen. When Silva and Zeno were surveying the building, and like, this assassination was beautiful. He stabbed him in the back of the head once and left no trace of himself. Like, it just gave me like Hunter vibes there again, which it usually does. But
that old lady said something really interesting where, she said like shape-shifting while using a summon requires a dead body. And now I'm like going back to the current fight. What are they doing right now? Is that shape-shifting, or is it a summon, or is it both?
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like it's both.
It's gotta be both, right?
Both.
Yeah,
because like she clearly like summoned something through like and hit a condition with the rosary and the prayer.
Right.
And there was that whole like, spirit medium connection between them and Ino.
Right.
So,
right.
Like, and he's definitely summoning. So.
Well, and the pill he took's probably part of Toji's body, right?
Right.
Yeah. So there's the dead body there. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But how sick was that? How sick was that fucking flashback to where like Gojo has seen these two assassins before when they were younger, and they're in the building and they're looking out, and Gojo's like and like stares at him, which like goes back to the hidden inventory arc, right, where he was like, that was the last time anyone snuck up on. That was like the first time anyone snuck up on me when Toji snuck up on him. He was like, that was the first time someone was looking at me and I couldn't see them. You know what I mean? And that's like confirmed like in this chapter where they're looking at him up in a fucking skyscraper and he's just like, what's cracking? Which
Don't
also
look at me, small fry.
Yeah, which also gave me
Don't look at me.
Which also reminded me of Hunter again when Gon and Killua are like tailing Nobunaga from that building, and then Nobunaga's on the phone and then looks up at Gon and Killua and they're like, oh shit. Like that was like that was reminiscent of that scene too. Hell yeah. Yeah,
so well, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, this author, M.A.N.G.A, he just loves Gojo so much. Like, it really makes me wonder, like, who the hell's the main character of this story? Is it Yuji or is it Gojo?
It's Gojo.
Right. And, like, is he really going to be sealed for a very long time, or even if he is sealed for a long time, he's not gone forever. You know that. I mean, like,
he's chilling in the prison realm. This guy go. Yeah, he's plotting he's plotting everything in the prison realm right now. And if anyone's going to figure out how to get out of something like that literally they're making seem like is impossible to escape from the inside, it'll be fucking Gojo. But
yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up because that makes me really feel just what does that mean for the story as later antagonists are introduced, that somebody's going to have to be able to fuck with Gojo at some time, right?
Sure.
If he's released, right? It makes it feel like this is going to be a long, a lot of chapters, like a 500 chapter story, like I feel like we're getting at least 500 out of this, and that's very exciting.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm here for it 100%. And this is kind of going back to what we were saying at like the beginning of the arc, where like in the pre-festival like portion before it went into the Shibuya incident, where we were really starting to like see that like Gojo really is about to get sealed here when it was talking about like Halloween and shit. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about Gojo getting sealed at the beginning of an arc. Because if he gets sealed at the beginning of an arc, then it's pretty obvious that he's going to be freed by the end of it. Whereas like if they went through this entire arc and then he was sealed at the end, there's a little bit more like, that might feel a little bit more permanent.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. But him being sealed right away, like maybe I think it was like the 7th or 8th chapter of Shibuya Incident, he got sealed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
I think regardless though, like based on how influential and huge of a character Gojo is generally, and is still, after being sealed, we are still getting flashbacks. He's still a major character, even if he is sealed and say like they take away the sealed like box thing or whatever, they take it away, say, and Gojo is sealed. He could be sealed for several arcs for all we know. And he'll just break out in the future sometime.
Yeah, and they can just keep him at the school, like locked up. They get the box back and keep him at the school after he's processed.
Or the bad guys
take it. Yeah. But what if his condition to get out of the box is to like give up his cursed energy, and like he's just a regular ass dude outside of the box.
He's
at least Limitless. Like you gotta at least drop some of your shit. Like Limitless is broken. Like you can have purple and red and blue, but no, you know.
That would kind of like even the playing field still and like
I feel
that,
like
shift
they should nerf him.
Yeah.
So
that would be crazy.
Going back to kind of the beginning, man, this guy's a fucking sicko, you know, like ripping off faces, buried alive torture, you know, like and it's just really crazy to think that before Gojo came along that they, you know, he's talking about how free they were and they just indulged themselves in whatever they wanted to because there was no consequences, basically. Nobody was going to stop them. And it really gives you insight into like what probably most jujutsu sorcerers are like. You know, I feel like that's probably closer to the norm than all of our, you know, main characters. So all these good sorcerers.
Yeah.
So,
because it's like, go ahead.
Well, the only other thing I was going to say is also it shows us now for sure that they aren't with the school, right? Like, So
in that flashback, you see the Netero type character using a knife. So he probably has a knife now.
In his hobby.
He already.
Well, he was. Nick was talking last.
He slashed him with it.
He was talking about.
I was saying last time it was a hammer.
Like a hammer.
Maybe it was a hammer or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very, very, very likely now it's a knife or whatever.
A knife. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What's up with these? What's up with the bunnies though? Bunnies are sick. Yuji's holding one like.
Bunnies are strong.
Yeah. But I mean, like, did they even do anything to him? It seemed like one just like ran into him and then like.
Is it diversion? Yeah, what is it?
It has to be some kind of cursed technique
shadow
detection
clones
type of. It's like something that like, because like you said, all one did is touch him, and then he's like, I figured out his technique. You know.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not it. That's not why he figured out his technique, and that's why I was going to talk about that too. Like the Gojo flashback reinforces Megumi's tactfulness to be like, hey. Gojo's right down the block. He's about to come up. You better get the fuck out of here. And he's like, no, fuck. You just told us right from the, you know, y'all yelled it at the top of the fucking, you know, for everybody to hear. And it's like, and that was, you know, Megumi testing him like, okay, it's not something like Limitless. It's something different.
Because you know that you can't fight Gojo and that's why you're here right now.
Right.
Exactly.
Last
confirmed it for him.
Right. Last week I had said, oh, this dude has damage nullification. Right. And it's like, I'm happy that Megumi also like went that way, but clearly there's something we're all missing, or at least I'm missing, where it's like, okay, what is it then? I don't know what it is now.
Yeah, we don't know what it is. Only Megumi knows.
It's a curtain, baby.
Could be, but how good is the Yuji and Megumi's fucking interaction with each other? Like, it's just they have such a great relationship where he's, you know, Megumi's like, no, everything, it's all good, bro. Like, I'll take him, you know? And he's like, shut the fuck up. And he's like, you're not a good liar, you know? Like, because Yuji has no idea, which that's kind of what we're talking about. How Yuji's not dumb, but obviously he's not, you know, anywhere near the tactical mind that, you know, Megumi is, which, but it's such a good fucking relationship they got. It was pretty funny, you know, just like, nah, fam, I got this. Don't worry, you know, you got this Gojo.
Come on, it's your boy.
I'm about to just beat this guy's ass. What the fuck are you talking about? No, idiot, shut the fuck up. And
I think when he sends the bunnies out, it's because he figured out his Jutsu Shiki first and then sent the bunnies out as a distraction so that they could run away because he doesn't think that he can handle whatever his cursed technique is right now.
I think it's going to be shadow clone. Like he could be. They could be running in fucking their human forms, and they get hit by that dude, and it just falls into a shadow. And they're bunnies. They are already bunnies escaping in all different.
Sure.
Oh, that would be sick.
Some M.A.N.G.A fucking no jutsu.
Right.
That'd be tight.
It was interesting that the Netero guy was like, if you've lost your will to fight, then I will kill you. And that was like the immediate moment where Megumi like realized what it is. So is it will based? Is it intent based? You know, like if you don't come at me seriously, then if you don't, then boom, I have this huge advantage over you. Like I'm very curious what this dude's ability is.
I hope we find out next chapter, but like I said, like at any point in time in this arc,
we might go back to Ino.
Yeah, it could go back to Ino, or it could go to any other part, any other member in this, any other character in this arc.
Lots going down,
and I would be very happy about it. Like I need to see Maki and Nobara Nets.
And Nobito.
And
I wanna see-
Nobito.
we need
Yes.
to see
that
Nobara.
squad. I want to see that squad so bad.
Yes.
Where Panda at?
Yeah, where's Panda, bro? Fuck, dude.
Let's go.
Dude, I need to
Swipe
see Gorilla Mode. I need to see Gorilla Mode.
No.
Oh
Okay.
man,
But yeah, I think that's all I had for.
Yeah,
That's all I had.
yeah, that's all I had too.
good stuff. Good stuff.
So with that, we can move on to Samurai 8, Chapter 39, Sneak Attack.
Sneak Attack.
And I liked how Dharma was like, he was just on his like, I don't know why, but I just like.
Yeah, I love that panel when
Yeah.
they're walking up and he stops him.
Yep.
Like, hold on, bro. Yes.
My man's
Yep.
got to get his moment.
Yes,
Yep.
dude.
It's a sentimental one.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was a really, I love the conclusion of the conversation with
Yes.
with N and Hachimaru. And
I liked how Hachimaru owned up to his shit too.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And,
Yeah.
and
When he turned it around on her, I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, like, calm
Right.
down.
I
Then
mean,
he
it
owned
made
his own
sense.
shit too.
I mean, it made. I felt like that was like a good resolution to this. Maybe it came
Yep.
a little quick, but I don't know. You know, that felt organic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt organic enough, and it shows.
I
like,
thought he was
how-
about to just be like, you
It's all your
bugging,
fault.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But it just shows like how like even though there's like a little bit of like strife like in their relationship, but you can still see how strong their link is, that they can
Yeah.
come to a resolution after one conversation, like an actual one, you know what I mean? And
Right.
their exchange was very human. It was very realistic what their conversation was what took place in their conversation and their points of view on everything, and then the resolution thereafter was very
Right.
very well written by Kishimoto. And it's good that he can show us like how good he is at writing like a romance story inside of an intergalactic samurai Star Wars
Right.
like battle shonen too at the same time. So I'm getting a lot
I'm
of
also-
I'm getting a lot of good storytelling elements out of this story.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I'm very happy that this brother sister stuff is kaput now. It is
Yeah.
over, I would say, officially, now that they have put it out in the open and said, okay, that's not us anymore.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with that, because I was very confused. Like, really, we're still going with this brother stuff?
Yeah, like
Okay.
is my man getting brother zoned right now?
Right,
Like, is he
right,
getting
right.
friend zoned? Like
Right.
he's like, I'm not
That's
your brother,
not-
I'm Hachimaru. Like bet.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I loved the there's a panel of them silhouetted against the window of the ship. And I was
Yes.
like, that silhouette was
Yeah.
really well drawn. I was like, ooh, I love that panel. It's just so
Yes.
powerful.
Another panel that was really well drawn was the right after she said that her brother died, and it like shows a zoomed in panel of Hachimaru's eye.
Yeah.
That was a really pretty panel. I found
Yes.
myself just like zooming in on his on his iris and his pupil and shit. Like,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Art
Great
has
in
come a
this
long
chapter.
way. It's
Very
amazing
long way.
that we've been here from the beginning and watched this grow. Cause
Yeah.
it's wild that this is the same story.
Chapter
be
1 to
honest.
chapter 39 is
Yep.
just like such a steady. I think the first time in the series where I was really like, wait a minute, this art is starting to do something, was Ben-K on his fucking bull holder, like, and it was like perfectly shaded, and it was like just him in the holder with his fucking like naginata on it, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, that was the first time that the art like really like wowed me. And I think I started to like really notice it too, like when they were in that that outpost and Hachimaru changed his clothes to the black
Yeah.
clothes. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, okay.
he got the new fit, and we seen like some of his old fit today too in the flashback, and I'm like,
I think it was last
that man was
chapter.
looking dumb as hell.
It was last
No, we
chapter
saw
when he
some-
was
we saw some-
training with or when he was sparring with he came out of training and then sparred with Goku, and he had like a little bit of his old fit on back again. I was like, oh damn, is he?
We saw a little bit this chapter of him with the two like glasses
Yeah.
on top of his head. Like,
oh
we
split.
saw-
yeah.
in a flashback a little bit of his old fit, and
Yep.
I'm like, man, my
We
man's
definitely
just
did.
really looking dumb.
I liked his old fit, dude.
I like his new.
It was
fit
fine.
much
Yeah, his
more.
Yeah,
new
I
fit,
like the new
all
one much
black
better,
is always
yeah.
gonna go way harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
as good as the writing is this chapter, and as good as the art is this chapter. I did have to laugh when Goku is like, "It
That's the
looks
worst
like my
part.
job is now done." It's like,
Oh
fuck that.
my
Right,
god,
what are you-
shut the
Are you
fuck up.
serious right now?
What do we think about that? Like, is
Yes.
he really like a dastardly son of a bitch?
No, hell no. I
he's,
think
he's a good boy.
yeah,
He's a
I
good
think
boy.
he's a I think
This
he's
was
a,
all for their benefit. I
Yeah.
had no
But I'm just
stake
like,
in
come
this.
on, no way.
yeah,
Get out
yeah.
of here.
But I mean, like that could just be his ego. You know what I mean? Like obviously Hachimaru had things that he needed to learn, and Goku,
Sure.
you know, could have the self-awareness to know that he embodied a lot of those things that Hachimaru is lacking in. So now that he's
Right.
like starting to like show that he's learning like what his faults are, Goku could be like, see, he learned that from me. You know what I mean? Like he's better now.
In his head, he's like, man, I was really trying to scrape.
You know, how could he ever think he has a chance with our cunning, pliable, beautiful sunfish here? You know, like,
Cunning,
pliable.
yeah. I was like, what's the second word?
What's,
I'm trying to visualize all of these like descriptors that you use. Like
I can't believe, like, I don't know. I'm gonna keep using them until I run out, though.
Or until you start memorizing the really long paragraphs.
I
Like
can't
a little
do those.
Ichigo on the sensory though.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
so here's
so
the sneak
is
attack,
that-
right?
Well, that was my question. Is that sensory, or is she just looking at the control panel? Because she's got like a little, you know, digital control panel right in front of her, and I wasn't sure if that was sensory or not. You know,
Sure.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not looking that closely, I suppose.
I feel like because of the
Yeah.
setup that we have on like Ichigo, that like it should be a sensory like feeling. And
Sure,
that is just
but then-
reinforced by the control panel that they have. Like
I think it is a
confirm-
sensory thing because even after that, without looking at the panel, Hachimaru was sensed that it was Ata's gravity
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yep. Okay. Yep. I agree.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
did
it was,
say
I
that,
thought it was
yeah.
sensing too. Yeah, not
Yeah.
necessarily looking at a panel or something.
We gotta get her a locker ball ASAP, bro.
Yo,
Yes,
straight up.
please.
And my man Sanda.
Yeah.
Let's
Yes,
go.
Oh,
Yes.
Saya,
Yes.
okay.
Their Sanda and, you know, Ryu's interaction here, it almost made me feel like it's still possible that Sanda could be Ryu's princess. Like, I just
Man,
felt
that
like-
would be heavy. I would love
I don't know.
that.
See, Nickums, I don't know if you were privy to that conversation that we used to have, where I felt like since we've seen that Daruma's teacher was a female samurai, that I
Sure.
would assume she had a male princess,
She can go
priest,
any which
whatever.
way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
That maybe we could see, you know, same gender priest samurai things, you know, like in
Yeah.
different relationships in different ways. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I don't
I
know,
think
just-
going all the way
Well, no,
back
because
to the very
yeah,
beginning-
like Anne was talking about her brother being her samurai, you know, so it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic.
Oh
at
yeah,
all.
wasn't she?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
It does not have to be romantic,
It can
and
be
I think also going back to like chapter 2 or 3, I forget where it was. You know, he met that other, and she actually was in the flashback this chapter. But that I forget, it's been so long. But like the person who's like the second best at the video game,
Yeah, Nanashi.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nanashi, yeah.
Nanashi.
Nanashi.
Nanashi is like, you know, they have some, you know, gender non-conforming aspect to them. You know,
Yeah.
are they a guy? Are they a girl? What do they consider themselves? So it's like, I think this whole manga already from the beginning has been receptive to the possibility of female samurai, male
Yeah.
priestesses.
Oh, yeah,
you know, that kind of thing.
exactly,
So
yeah.
We got
yeah.
a female
I love
samurai
that. I love
chapter
that.
1.
Oh
Yep.
man, and that reminds me, Nanashi, was it this chapter or was it the chapter before that we got a flashback of him like talking to his hands again? Or maybe I was just like going through the series again, I can't remember, but like I'm thinking of Nanashi's like hands being like shown to be like sentient to some degree. So like how crazy would it be if like he became a samurai, like a real one, and then like his hands detached and had their own like samurai souls in them, had their own swords, and then like more of his samurai soul like came out of his nubs and he like had like 4 fucking swords.
Nubs.
And yeah, and his hands like, you know, like created like a, you know, like a 4 sword like style, you know, like inside of his like awakened, you know, samurai state would be fucking sick, dude. Cause like it's kind of like showing like all like he's like kind of like, you know, like sick in the head or something like that, where he's like talking to his hands and his hands are talking back to him. But like, what if that's like a thing, you
Sure.
know, like in his samurai form, to where they have their own mind, you know what I mean, and they're
Yeah.
fighting on their own with their own swords and shit. That would be sick.
I definitely think it's possible that, I mean, the samurai picks their body, right? Like
Yeah.
if you regenerate your body with your mind, you can pick how you appear with your mind. So I
Yeah.
think that's definitely within the realm of possibility in this magic system, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Another thing I really liked is that Haji can distinguish Ata's gravity.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit, Ata's here, basically. I can feel that shit. So
Yeah.
that's going to be great for, you know, when the story opens up a little bit and there's going to be people, you know, 10,000 light years or whatever, 10 million light years, I mean, away from each other, whatever.
Right.
And they got to fly towards, you know, I don't know, they can sense power levels or whatever in obviously they gotta be top tier people, right, to probably be able to do that. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll be some kind of like really crazy clairvoyant power where you can feel all these different gravities and tell exactly like who they are, you know.
Yeah, or maybe just if you felt their gravity before, then you remember what their pressure feels like.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because this is the second time that Atas ran up on him now, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And holy shit, he's there, baby.
He's there.
Yeah.
Hanaichi's out of here.
What did you think about Hanaichi when Hanaichi said, you know, Dharma was like, hey, use this technique or whatever, use this, or maybe use this, you know, summon body or whatever, but like, he's like, will you release my body to use it?
So he can use Nekomata.
Yeah, Nekomata. Like, so like, did I miss something? Is Dharma taking something from him? Is he keeping something from him, or what do you mean? What does he mean? Release my body?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And they're both in the same.
It has to be different conditions because Dharma's conditions to like release his body are that he like injures himself, and then he keeps that injury. This time he took his eye out.
He took his eye out, but he doesn't need it anyway.
But we don't know what the conditions for, because this Hanaichi dude he's got the same situation going on where his body's sealed. He doesn't have his actual. So we don't know what the conditions for his release though are. So maybe somebody else has to like maim him.
Yeah, well, I think it would be something different because so the reason Dharma is even in this predicament is because he like used all his power, right, for some reason. I don't remember why, but like he used all of it to defend something or whatever, and then had to take that form basically to preserve his samurai soul.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously has those conditions to revert to Naruto, and then Hokage Naruto, or
that is definitely his design.
But yeah, with Hanaichi, I believe that they fought each other in the past, and I think it wasn't ever like stated that there was like some kind of, you know, firm conclusion to that, but it felt like Dharma's always been better than him and maybe beat him in a fight, and like had the situation where he beat him into that scenario where he didn't have any more energy, and you know, Dharma makes some kind of, you know, deal with him to give him some power or something, you know, something like that to allow him to do.
Sure.
So
you think Dharma's the one that put Hanaichi into this dog form?
Yeah, that when they fought, that was the result of it. Whether it's even like whether that's
that would
like
have to be it though, right?
Well, yeah, whether that's even the directed intent of Dharma in their battle or not, I felt like that's just, you know, what happened, you know, a result of their fight. You know, it's similar to Dharma, where I don't think whoever he fought or whatever reason why he had to exert all his energy, that would have been their intent to like put you in some kind of other form, you know, because is this something do you think we're going to see, you know, other people that are in these animal forms because they've used up all their energy or whatever?
Yeah, I can see that.
I think so. I mean, 2 in like 30 something chapters. I mean, I think it's gonna be more often.
And their nicknames, like they both got what is it? I wrote them down. I got Planet Drawing Cat Samurai, Hanaichi the Great Scratcher, and Star Breaking Dog Samurai, Dharma the Evil Biter. So,
it's like, all right.
I feel like if this wasn't Viz, we'd have got a little bit more hyper names.
The Great Biter.
They asked somebody's 7-year-old nephew to come up with these, but
oh my god.
But anyway,
this clash panel is crazy.
Super sick. I actually really love these Gundam type characters or whatever. I think they're pretty sick looking, especially before they transformed into the Gundam types. They were kind of more like a ship.
Yeah,
those things look pretty.
Hell yeah, tight. Bro! Those like what?
The one Dharma is like 2 swords, like out of this kind of like cone thing.
Yeah,
like, whoa, that looks pretty tight.
Well, and it opens up, and then they're like these behind him. He has like, it feels like Hitsugaya from Bleach, where he has the fucking icicle fucking flowers behind him.
Yes.
But isn't it? So I had a question about this. Ata says, "Okay, I'm bringing the dragon holder Ryuki," and then when he shows up, both of them are like, "Oh shit, he's got Soroken." Instead of that he didn't use Ryuki, almost feels like that's the one he's riding on. If you would have to guess, right?
Yeah.
The dragon one that he's riding.
Dharma said he thought he would have used. I had a feeling he would use the Soroken. does that mean he did use the Soroken, or that he didn't use the Soroken?
Maybe.
I had a feeling that he would use it, and now he's using it.
Or is it? I had a feeling he would use it, but he's actually using Ryuki.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe that's right.
Because like if you look at the Gundam or whatever, he's definitely like a dragon-y kind of thing. He's got like reindeer horns, like a Chinese dragon.
Yeah.
So and he's got a tail.
And a tail, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's definitely like this dragon type.
Because we were talking about like 2 weeks ago, it had to be right before last week, and where that Atta could possibly have Daruma's holder, because the one he jumped out of looked like a dog, and they were talking about I don't know, I don't remember the exact conversation that was had in that chapter, but that's kind of what we were speculating on. And this one doesn't look the same. I was wondering about that, because I mean, it's cool that the big info of this chapter that Atta uses both styles and can combine them in his combined style world of death, like whatever that is. But I don't know, like, I mean, it's got to be. This has to be Ryuki.
Yeah, I would say that it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he like jumps off of it, and like the holder like energy like is like metamorphing like to his body, like from the head of that one. Yeah.
This all makes sense now, because now that I remember, 2 weeks ago somebody said, "Oh my God, it's Sorokin," or whatever, the holder that he was using, and that's what he was using, and that's why that Daruma thought he would use it. Speculate, because that has to be Daruma's old holder.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. Like that. Sure. That's the only thing that makes sense here.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, for sure. But it definitely says World of Death in the last panel.
Right.
So, and Daruma's not dying. So I think that this is Hanaichi's swan song.
I don't know.
Get him out of here, and then now Goku's got to roll with the main crew.
It could happen.
And he's gonna harbor like more resentment for Hachimaru, because now he really has everything that Goku doesn't.
I want to see Goku fight more than anybody with his monkey holder. I want to see
Sun Wukong, baby.
Yeah, that's good.
And like his monkey holder has a staff on his back.
Yeah, he's Son Goku Kong.
Yeah, that's his name. He's definitely getting fucking Ruyi Jingu Bang Samurai Soul, bro. Like Nyoibo combat. Yes, last
if
Sayuki.
he has the Ruyi Jingu Bang the staff, bro.
Yes,
it's gonna be wow.
It's right there on his back.
Yeah.
Talking about Goku. What Samurai Soul does Goku have?
Right? He is a key, right? Is Goku a key?
No, I don't think they said that.
Okay. All right. No, just Ichigo. I felt like he was saying like he had two keys, but maybe he was talking about Daruma had two keys.
Yeah.
Okay. Confusing that, but
all right.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah.
With that, that's all I had. I think we can.
Yeah, I'm good.
Move on to not Samurai, Chainsaw Man, chapter 59, Mess.
Yes.
So who's gonna? I mean, I'll just say Scissor Me Timbers, because that's how I felt about this one.
Yeah. What's up with the super lewd color spread?
Very lewd.
They're
covering up everything that Japan requires you to cover up.
And nothing else.
Right.
Did we? I mean, whoever thought this day would come in Shonen Jump?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pushing that envelope.
Pushing it hard.
Yeah, dude.
What if they're just out of the magazine next week?
Man, like, oh.
No.
They wouldn't have published the chapter if it was going to be like that.
Right.
That would be pretty fucked up. Like, oh yeah, go ahead. Release the chapter.
You're done.
Dare you.
You can do whatever you want.
Oh, but what an incredible chapter, though. Okay, so like we're seeing the Santa Claus puppets storm the area, but the security detail dude was like ready for it, and he has his transmutation circle into his devil contract, which petrifies you.
With the Stone Devil.
Tight.
So, like, what devil is that? Is that like the fear of
Stone
like,
Devil?
He said the Stone Devil.
Yeah, he said the Stone Devil, but like what, like I'm trying to think of like what people are scared of with like stones, like maybe like Medusa petrification.
Yeah, is it being turned to stone? I don't know.
Just getting crushed by a fucking rock,
or maybe like biblical like prostitutes like being stoned to death.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did say fickle, so I could see some religious connotation being in there for sure of
so
picky rules or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't the Sphinx ask you a riddle and then fucking turns you to stone if you can't answer it?
Oh,
and he was fickle.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I felt like I could be wrong. He could have did something else to you, but I'm pretty sure the Sphinx asks you a riddle and then you turn into stone or something bad happens to you if you can't answer it.
Right.
Damn.
But going back to the beginning, just this little bit with Makima.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Got to talk about that.
Hell yeah.
She's just slaughtering hella dolls.
Yeah.
She's just like got them posted up, like strung up. And Beam,
I love
I
Beam.
don't know how I feel about Beam. I love Beam.
I love
but like,
Beam.
at the same time, he's like a double agent for Makima, and like he's just I don't know, man.
Not knowingly if he is. You know?
He's
I
just
guess
dumb and
he's
being
just-
used.
he's
He
innocent,
loves
yeah.
Chainsaw. He loves Chainsaw Man. He
Yeah.
loves
Right.
the Chainsaw Devil. So I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't
what
know
about
but,
this,
If it comes down to him
Prince?
having to choose, I don't know. But yeah, Prince, we've seen her before, but
yeah, we have.
do we think it'll actually come down to a point where she'll have to pluck Denji out of there and like everybody else is gonna get clapped?
Man.
So she said to him, retrieve as many bodies as possible. And
Yes, yes.
all that means to me is that you can have your devil stolen out of you, your pact or your contract or something if you die.
Yeah.
Something similar, something similar to like Hunter and Naruto. It's like we have to recover the body because, well, actually, I don't know if that was in Hunter, but like Byakugan. Byakugan can't be stolen. If you die, like they had to make sure that they have to retrieve any dead, Hyuga because they don't want Byakugan to go to like Buddy in the Mist Village. You had one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fam. But yeah. So
I don't know because like to me when I heard that I was like they must have some sort of ability to potentially bring people back, for example.
Yeah.
Because like if you could get an ability, a contract from a dead body, then why would they need to go through the rigmarole of say going to the future devil and getting a contract with the future devil, right? Why wouldn't you just kill someone that has the contract, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm not saying that you
get a
get the contract. I'm saying that you get a chance, basically,
To
and if you
reform
have
Yeah.
to
with someone
reform it,
else?
like and it's a fast tracking, strength if that person, or maybe even with that body, you can have multiple chances, like keep throwing people at this fucking devil to until somebody gets the contract, and if terrible things happen to those other people that don't, I mean that's their style anyway. That's their style, so they don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely mysterious. Makima always super mysterious.
Always on some always on some other shit, bro. But it's cool seeing like her tactical mind, like in this situation, right? Because she's like, okay, people are going to die. We know that, so go ahead and make sure that you like a little bit of forethought there on behalf of Makima. Like she's always as much in control as she can be of any situation, which is cool to see from her. Because usually we only ever see her like playing with Denji's heartstrings and fucking with him on some dog on a leash type shit. So it's good to get these like these chapters that remind us that she's a force to be reckoned with in this devil world. Yeah.
So how about Devilmen or Fiends?
I hate the Fiend thing.
I hate this Fiends thing.
Why-
I just don't get it.
Has that always been like that?
No, like that's been like
We all switched from Manga Stream over to the Manga
No,
app.
I was reading.
But I feel
we
like
were reading
Viz,
Jump.
it was
in
still
Viz,
Devilmen.
It was
for a
Devil.
while.
Really?
Yeah, Devils or something. They said Devils just too. At some point.
Right.
I don't know.
I swear that they've occasionally mixed them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'm not 100% sure, but they throw out Fiends like those, the girls with Lady Chuanxi, like, those can't be contractors. Those are devils, right? Like, they can't be Fiends.
Yeah, because Fiends are the people who have contracts with devils. And then devils are the devils like the actual devils that aren't, like, human also. Right? Because I feel like there was a delineation between...
Well, there's contractors, and then there's, like, Denji, who is like half devil, and then there's devils. Like Power's a devil, but I swear they've called Power a fiend.
Yeah, I was introduced to
no,
devil,
she's like a
to
devil
Power.
man.
Yeah,
she's like
I was
a devil
introduced
man.
to Power as a devil man. So it's a so she's like a Denji.
Isn't she the blood devil?
She's like Denji.
She can't contract and give a blood contract to somebody.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think she's just like Denji.
I think
just with the
she's
blood
closer to
devil
Denji. I think she's closer to Denji than she is a devil, but I think Denji is also something different himself too.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was like, this whole time I'm under the assumption that there's humans that have devil contracts, like Aki. And then there's devils themselves, which are like the Infinity Devil from the hotel, the Typhoon Devil, and then
that big ass bat.
Yeah, that big ass bat are like devils, you know what I'm saying? The Infinity Devil, it's or the Future Devil, etc. And then you have devil men, which are like Power, Beam, the Violence Devil, Angemon, yeah, like all of those guys are like devil men. Which are now fiends.
And those are fiends.
Yeah, which are fiends now. Yeah, I think is the...
And so maybe Denji is the same as all those. Like people that were people that had some kind of weird interaction with the devil where they probably got killed by it and fused with it, you know, some symbiotic relationship almost. Or something like that. I don't know. But
yeah, I think that's what I've been under the impression of the entire series, so...
Somebody will tell us in the comments probably. If
Please do.
Yeah, for sure.
Please, definitely.
Yeah.
So, okay.
It's interesting. Switching gears a little bit. I always figured that Santa would be more of like a fiend, I guess, like or maybe even a devil, like, you know, if you're afraid of Santa Claus or something.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's a guy that has contracts with devils, like the doll devil.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know, like what's more scary, you know? Like I still think this old man named Santa Claus, this is like so scary. Like I don't know, because it's just something about it. But yeah, sure.
I feel like we haven't seen what's so scary about Santa Claus yet.
Well, no, of course not. Other than
his lifestyle and these dolls, like there's got to be more to him. Oh, that's terrifying.
I mean, even Makima said, like, yo, this Germany keeps all kinds of shit.
Yep.
We don't know what Santa's gonna throw at us at all.
Yeah.
Like, does Kishibe even know what's so scary about Santa Claus? Because if he knows like what this dude's secret is, then it almost like confirms that Kishibe is going to be the one to go up against him, right?
Well, I'm glad you bring that up, because I feel like this chapter really kind of pushes us towards Immortal Bro versus Tolka, and then Kwanzi versus Santa Claus. Like that's what this chapter really makes me feel like, because think about like how Tolka and Immortal Bro are very like fledgling-ish, I guess, and kind of, you know, not obviously they're not at the top of their field. And then you have Kwanzi, who has these devil women who can fight these dolls that are immune to him. And that there can be a good fight there, you know. So, and then I feel like Kishibe is just going to jump out the cut.
Just real quick.
And third party their ass at the end of that shit.
Yeah, dude.
I'm hoping.
I would love to see that.
Crack him in the head with a pipe.
Yeah, but doesn't Kishibe use like knives or like a meat cleaver?
I think so. Yeah,
he has some kind of like bladed weapon. I remember from his from the training arc with going into the Katana Devil Resolution. Yeah, hell yeah. That's all I had though.
Yeah, but Kwanji, I don't know. She really got to be the realest one out, because she
can't beat her in a fist fight.
She's literally biding her time. Like, we'll let all the fodder clear themselves out. I was thinking, I don't know, she might fight Santa, but I was really thinking she might just be final boss.
Hey, and like the one that actually does reach Denji.
Yeah,
that you're right that it's hard to think that we wouldn't have like maybe Power fights her. You know, just she's very physically strong, right? Like Power is the meathead really in the story, pretty much, and that she could. I mean, that's a good matchup. So
that is a good matchup. Maybe the final boss is someone that we don't know yet, and it's another assassin that like hasn't been covered yet that comes out the cut. Like,
it can't be Immortal Bro, right? Like he's just in the bathroom. I'm immortal. But my brother just got wrecked. Both of them. One got hit by a car and died. He's far from immortal, and then the other one got splattered in the alley. So
far from immortal.
This guy met a really pedestrian, mediocre death. With everybody, people experience every day.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. But
how did they survive the gun
when
devil?
It just showed him slumped up on the pole, like.
Yeah.
I'm like.
They just all got blasted out of the window
the
of that house and survived and landed into like a soft bed of, whatever.
Lilacs, like a big lilac bush.
Hey, it just so happens the truck of feathers was driving by and we all fell into this big ass truck of feather pillows.
We must be immortal.
My hydrangeas. Sorry, Miss Hanson.
Yeah, that's all I had too.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So with that, we can move on to The Promised Neverland, chapter 168. Dad.
Dad.
Sorry, Dad.
Man, all I gotta say is, I know I'm jumping a little bit into the chapter, but just rip to the guy, man.
Who?
Vincent,
yeah. He shot him in the shoulder.
He got clapped in his dome.
No, in his shoulder. Look at it.
Yeah. It looked like in the heart, I would say, especially
it looked like it was like right on the top of the shoulder.
I thought it was right.
That's the art. That's the art throwing the blood splatter like over the shoulder, but I'm pretty sure it's like in the heart because like how he's laying on the ground, the blood is seeping and clearly puddling. That's a lot of blood. It's not. But it's crazy that he didn't shoot him in the head. Like I thought his brain.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you shoot him in the head?
And Nigel, I was like, pow, Nigel, yep, you pow. I thought he was gonna both like fuck both y'all are out of here. Like I thought for sure.
Pow, Nigel, yep, you pow.
Yeah, everybody gonna die. Bang bang.
That's what was gonna happen. Soon as Vincent like, sorry, Nigel, and Nigel's like, bet we're both dying over this shot. I thought. That just made him tell me that's not what you thought. After he's like, we agree to die together. Basically, him and Nigel did.
Man, if you look at this panel, bro, he clearly gets shot in the top of the shoulder, and then in the panel where it's like pooling, it's still like blood shooting out of the back of his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, because that's what's funny too. Because like if he shot, I mean, these are some weak ass guns, obviously, because that shit should have went through. And went out the back. But actually, a weaker gun is not as good. If it goes through, that's actually better for you usually.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sure Vincent's dead.
Man, I don't know, bro.
This
picture of Peter Rattray looking down at him saying, "I'm sick of this." He looks so evil, like right here, like.
Yeah.
Right.
Peter Rattray just sucks as a character. I don't like him at all.
Dude, I love his.
He's so boring.
Yeah,
he's boring.
Yeah.
Will he have any redemption? Like at least fucking Isabella, like she has some redemption. She has some backing for her actions. She has a history. She has hopes and dreams.
We don't know why he's evil. He's just evil.
I think some people are just
he's evil because he wants to take advantage of his position as someone who's being allowed to like fuck with the demons in a non-food kind of way. Who like doesn't want to like ever lose that position of power over other humans. He's like, he's.
I agree with Eagle. I think this is a character that is just meant to be hated. I don't think you're meant to like him. But I just don't like him. I just think he's a shit character. I'm sick of seeing him.
I wouldn't want to see him like get any pathos or anything like that in like his like in like a backstory or anything like.
Peter's about to play the reversal card on Oliver here. Oliver thought he's jumping out and just he's about to hit him with the reverse card.
Yuddy.
Hey, when Peter, 5, 6, 7 chapters down the way, when Peter's thinking shit's sweet and he's running shit, Isabella's jumping out.
Yeah. I would love to see that, but it was really cool to see Peter like Rattray was like kind of like the scene where he was like, it was a recording. I was never in that room. It reminded me of Ocean's 11. If you remember like the first Ocean's 11 movie with where they hack into the shit and like the footage of them stealing the shit out of the vault is like them in like their training like situation with their like fake vault that they created at their hideout, and they like fed that footage into his like control room inside of the casino. Reminded me a lot of that. That was super fucking sick.
Yeah. Right.
But
I don't know, like I don't know. For me the chapter, I don't know. It was okay. I thought it was pretty campy. Like I put a triple password lock on this. I put a triple password lock. Yeah. Good luck. Okay, that's fine. Or all of this again, I mean, this
Bro.
is pretty. What?
Well, I was just gonna say when he said they put a triple password lock on it, and I almost thought because of the way the panels were drawn, because he says it has a triple password lock on it as well as ... and then the next panel is Vincent with his glasses, like, so you can't see through them.
He doesn't have the finger to put on it, but if he did, he would definitely be doing.
No, like, so you can't see through him. You can't see his eyes.
Yeah.
And I was looking, and like I was looking a few panels before this, and you like weren't able to see his eyes because his glasses were always like that. I was like, what if this man did some like some retinal scan shit and then fucking gouged his own eyes out?
Yo, wait. Oh,
I thought it was gonna be some real shit, but then the next panel he had his eyes, so I was like,
Sure.
That would have been pretty crazy.
I thought Vincent did some crazy shit and like did some retinal scan lock on it and then spooned his own eyes out. So
Chill.
So they couldn't.
Good luck.
So they couldn't get in there. Like, yeah, my eyes is the only thing that allows you to get in there.
Yeah.
I ate them.
I ate them. That would be some shit, bro.
Yo, that would be some real
But they got my
shit.
guy hemmed up in this last panel, bro. But he doesn't look worried like at all.
No.
So maybe
And it's
this
the same thing as the end of this chapter. Peter actually has a gun to his head. Well, before that, everyone had a gun to their head. There's people with guns over Emma, Norman, Ray, everyone. No, everyone's talking. No one's shooting. No one's gonna die. None of the guns involved in this chapter are gonna kill anyone, except maybe Vincent. Vincent might be dead, but he also might be alive. I think you're right, Noxie. He definitely could be alive, and it could be a shoulder wound for sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And if he really did just shoot him in the shoulder, then that means that Ratri wants to try to use him again for something.
Right.
Get that triple password.
I mean,
Man, there's a lot of guns in this
Ratri-
room. I trained on my man. He
Right.
gonna have to hit some like Red Dead Eagle Eye, like
Right.
da 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 da. Like he gonna have to hit some wicked shot real quick.
I think
I
this
just love
is
that
where
Ratri says, like, fucking try and guess the password.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like that's gonna work.
Blamski. But no, like I think the reason why Ratri is so confident here in this last panel, even though he has a gun to his neck, is because he thinks that this is where Isabella is gonna hop out and help him.
Oh, sure.
You know, in the next chapter. So
She just hops out and like roundhouse kicks Oliver straight across the bridge of his fucking nose and just decimates him.
I'm really sad because if they do get the reverse card pulled on them, Aisha and her dogs might die, and that's the saddest part to me. Aisha and the
Man.
dogs.
Why?
Because if all of them die right behind them, like I don't know, that's kind of what I felt like.
What makes you feel like the dogs and her specifically are gonna die?
all of them, I felt like
Aisha's a good body to die because she has just enough like stake in the story to where her death like isn't like as big as like a Norman, Emma, Ray, you know, or any of the other like Grace Fieldhouse kids.
I just worry about animals and stories, and I don't want the dogs to die.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm with you there, but I just feel like Aisha would be another because like characters do have to die on our side in this arc for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I feel like Aisha would be probably the most impactful one without it being like a main character. So I feel like she's a good body to use, you know, by Caillou Shirai to be like, okay, no one's safe. Like people are. You know, like this is gonna hurt, you know what I'm saying? But it's not gonna be like a, oh man,
Vincent
like,
died.
Vincent ain't dead, bro. Like I promise.
Vincent's out of there, and nobody else. I don't know. I just don't understand.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that it was like
When you say like somebody has to die on our side, like I just don't get that.
Because like, well, because like
story
the
is-
I just don't
story.
feel like it's a necessary thing.
I do because
I won't say that
has
it's
to happen.
necessary, but I would say it makes it.
it's likely, and like in a story like this where like the stakes were insanely high in the beginning of the series, and then like as it moved into like that shonen like kind of like environment, like it became a little bit more campy, and people were complaining about that. And I feel like Caillou Shirai like knows that he went from like a you don't know what could happen kind of situation to like all of these characters are safe kind of situation, and what that can do to his storytelling, and like because like you set this expectation
Shit.
throughout.
I mean, the most shonen arc was like the Goldie Pond, where a lot of people were saying it was similar to like Battle Shonen, but good people were dying in that arc.
Legra Valima was pretty was a shonen arc too, a pretty intense shonen arc too, just because there was like a final boss and like, you know, like everything like leading up to like a raid, like going in, and like I don't know, like I feel like Goldie Pond and Legra Valima's story were both equally as shonen, but like now that it's moving back into and it's trying to like, you know, replicate that feel of the beginning of the story. I feel like because of how the story has been from Grace Fieldhouse to now, that characters are gonna die. That's just like, and when I say need to die, I don't say like the story needs it in order to be good, but I just feel like I have a strong feeling that they're going to, you know what I mean? Just because like I feel
the gravity of the situation kind of hints that this is a hard situation. If people don't die, like, was it really that hard in the first place?
Exactly. Thank you, Nick. So, and you know, it's the end of the story. So I mean, like, if major players are going to die, then you're not going to have that much more story without characters that you feel like are necessary to the quality of the story.
Yeah. That I agree.
This is as good a time as any to kill people. Yeah.
So I want to kind of take us back just a little bit, just this little part about Peter mentioning the demons that received the pure blood were all executed, murdered, right?
That's a lie, right?
Well,
he's
that's
wrong
enough.
about that.
Yeah.
No, that's
just
true.
wrong.
He's just wrong.
Well, in his mind, he thinks he's right.
Yes.
Yeah, because
he thinks
those two
he's
little
right.
girls are kids.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why I felt like they were girls, but whatever.
Yeah.
But the two little kids that escaped, you know, we talked about that in on that chapter where I was very, you know, obviously this is going to be a later plot point of the story, and those two guards probably that let them go even. But I just felt like this kind of reinforced that. That's really all I want to say. Just them mentioning that, like, you know, we got to revisit this. There is pure blood still out there.
Yeah, for sure. And Sung-Ju and Musica's execution being scheduled
doesn't mean they're gonna die.
Yeah. So I mean, like, are they gonna are they gonna break out some kind of way? Like,
probably
they're gonna get their elder, like, hit them with a prayer, like, to get them out, like the you will wait. and they're out of the fucking cells. Like,
either they break out or those two little kids become huge characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, is that they do get executed and those two kids do become a big plot point.
Yeah.
Oh,
that would not surprise me in the slightest, for sure.
No, and if anybody, I felt like if anybody survived, if either one of them survived, I feel like it was going to be Musica, and Sung-Ju was going to sacrifice himself in 1v100 to let her get away, and he was going to die, you know, something like that, you know. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we can move on though.
I'm good.
Yeah.
That's all I had. So yeah, we can move on to Black Clover, chapter 240. The Great War breaks out.
I love this chapter.
Yeah,
I like
this chapter.
I liked it for sure.
Yeah, there was a lot here. There was a lot here. I know. I'm proponent of starting at the beginning, but I just gotta say my favorite part of this is that Zoro and Magna are boys now, and it's the thug face duo. And they probably like each other because they're peasants. That's the thug face duo. You know, I'm like, yes, we got thug face duo in the fucking squad. Here we go.
Hell yeah!
Right.
I love Zora's character.
Yankee.
Can't wait to see, like, because I don't think we've seen him since the time skip, right, Zora?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Can't wait to see, like, because he's had to have learned some. Everybody's had to.
My
have
man
some
gonna
shit.
be swole.
Yeah. I just can't wait to see, like, what 6 months later trap magic is like. You know.
Right.
Yeah. This chapter had a lot of different, there was good comedic elements, there was good, like, serious elements, like there was definitely kind of a little bit of everything. Another comedic part two is like, oh, I wonder how Gordon's doing, with his training, and fucking I was like, I don't give a fuck, but I ain't never going back to that house ever again. So I don't fuck him. Like,
I still to this day am mad about Gordon's the introduction of Gordon's magic in the anime, because it just, I don't know. I don't know if you guys ever saw the episode where his poison magic was first used.
No,
it was
but it just felt like so campy and just like underwhelming, because do you remember how cold-blooded it was when his magic was introduced in the manga?
That shit was hectic.
Like, I was like, oh shit, bro. Like, that shit was so cold-blooded.
Yes, bro. Yeah. That's why I'm not gonna watch the anime.
Because it was one panel where, like, he was getting attacked by some shit, and then he had, like, an inner monologue, and the next panel he was just like, slide, just like unleashed the dachshunds on him, and they were all blacked out, just sick as fuck. Just, I'm like, God,
and what are they in the anime? Just like a light green,
like a light
weird
purple,
filter.
just bullshit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was mad as fuck. Because Gordon's magic was some of the
things that are meant to be like black in like manga that are like super cool, like introduce like black like energy, always gets like a weird ass color in like the anime. You know what I mean? And it just like takes away from the feeling in you know, in the manga. Yeah. Getting back into the chapter though.
How about that chapter? Yeah.
Yeah.
We got into a bit of a tirade there.
Yeah. So right away. Oh yeah. Go ahead, Nick.
I would say beginning of the chapter, Heart Kingdom. You see the attack hit Heart Kingdom, and they mention that the devil user here is Vanica with
Megicula.
So, the big boy, who's the one who's got a curse on the princess.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you think from this page 4, showing top panel, Devil and Vanica, bottom panel, Noelle, is Noelle the main fighter of Heart Kingdom arc?
Yes.
For now, she's got to be with Astagon, because
I think this chapter is doing a good job of pairing people up, starting with Noelle at the beginning of the chapter. Later, Asta, as we'll talk about later, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Last chapter we already got
that brings up a good point too. Like, do we think now, just even after just 6 months, like they're already stronger than all these like what is this dude? Ratza? What's this dude's name? Gatsa.
The one with the scar on his shit.
Gaza, do we think they're stronger than these like mega like Heart Kingdom priests that are like stage 0?
Not now. I think we'll get a little bit of like
maybe these dudes, all 5 of these dudes team up and they get like smashed on.
Yeah,
Noelle's getting worked if she fights Vanica 1v1.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna get a little bit of like
character. I'll be sad, but Noelle's getting worked.
I think we'll get like a little bit of like shonen progression mid-fight. I don't think this is as strong as they're going to be like coming out of their training throughout the rest of the arc. There's going to be a little bit of like that progression that you see mid-combat and through, and I think they're going to have like some little fights like here and there that like make them stronger leading up to these main event fights. And I definitely think that Noelle is going to go up against Vanica because Vanica has to kill Lolo Pichica.
We already talked about
so that Noelle, can have like some emotional stake in the fight, which will like aid towards her power to defeat Vanica and then get the water sprite is how I think it'll go.
Yeah.
Oh dang.
Yeah. That's we were pretty much predicted that exactly that's exactly what we thought.
Like first chapter that we met Lolo Pichica, bro.
Chapter is out of there though. Like, wait, what did I say? I don't know if I think I just said some weird shit. I don't know if the Heart Kingdom princess is out of there though, bro.
Well, I mean,
like this quick. I say the Heart Kingdom chapter. I think I said the Heart Kingdom chapter.
Does she need to die?
That's the question.
Can she willingly transfer the water spirit? Also, can Noelle be so impressive that the water spirit willingly moves to her? Says, "Oh, actually, this is who I should be with, not you necessarily."
Yeah. That would be sick.
But then how does Lola
salty?
How does Lola Pichica monitor the Heart Kingdom?
Yeah, how does the rest of the kingdoms? Yeah. Well, maybe it's just like a shift in the maybe it's just a shift in how the Heart Kingdom operates after that, right?
Because, exactly.
Because because then it's just going to go back to like a regular kingdom that just has a ruler and isn't constantly surveyed. I'm sure that's not going to be like that detrimental to the workings of the kingdom to where that surveying power needs to be there in order for it to run properly.
Right.
They're going to have to, ally, of course, with Clover, which obviously has already happened, but like they're going to need help governing a new, because it's basically a whole new, just think about having your whole defense system being wiped out, like what you need to do to reform your country to make sure your citizens are safe and that it works fucking, appropriately. Because not only that, she made like the water flow through the whole fucking, region, their whole kingdom. And that it makes the land prosper and everything.
Yeah, making sure that crops get water when they need to, and making sure that fires are put out instantly, and making sure
that shit. Yeah. So that's a big deal.
In terms of like the governance of these kingdoms or whatever, I think it's super interesting that Asta's whole thing, right? He's like Naruto. I want to be the Hokage. I want to be the Wizard King of Clover Kingdom. He wants to be the king of East Blue. You know what I mean? The weakest of the countries. Yeah. Is that actually going to be where he ends up, or will all the countries after the devils are out of the picture? Will there be a overarching magic kingdom, and he'll be the true magic emperor type
let's
thing, right?
go. Like, so wait. Yeah. So what was Julius's role then? Julius was the Wizard King of Clover.
Yeah.
So that means that there's a Wizard King of every kingdom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's why we have the princess.
Yeah,
Right.
That's why we have
Is
the-
it just now dawning on you?
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about it. Like, like I'm like, who are these other kings and queens? You know what I mean? Like,
Wait.
we met them. Yeah.
Julia's
There's
was
some
the
other
top
things.
dog.
Yeah.
No, but some other things that we've kind of talked about with this too is that, and the information that we've gotten that Noel, like the Silva and maybe the Vermilion, like family originated from Heart Kingdom first.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And that who's to say Noel doesn't become the new princess of Heart Kingdom?
Right.
If something does happen to Lola Pachica, I don't know. I doubt that, but it's possible. You know, like there's got to be like some Tabata that definitely has to keep connection with Noel. Noel like has to, you know, she's got to be a senator then, you know.
Yeah, something.
You know,
An ambassador.
An ambassador.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Moving into Dante's magic, how about?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this was really interesting to me because one, it's cool to see that Rogue, you know, is still doing her thing regardless of Rouge. It's good to see that she's still doing her thing regardless of Dante's overwhelming, you know, magical power. Like I would think that if anyone was going to negate, you know, like this sprite's abilities, it would probably be, you know, Big Daddy Dante here. But she's still able to protect the bulls here, and his gravity magic, if he's going against Asta, is a pretty interesting situation too, because
I don't know how the anti-magic is going to do anything.
right,
about
that's what I was going into. So it can go a couple different ways, right? So either his magic is casting a spell on the gravitational, you know, force around a specific area, and then the gravity does the rest after the fact, or his magic takes the form of gravity, in which case Asta can just cancel it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Well, I feel like it's more like is he casting magic on like the trees?
Yeah.
Or is he casting magic on the area?
Exactly.
Because
that's what I'm saying.
If he's casting on the trees, then he obviously it won't do anything to Asta.
Right.
Right.
But
if he's casting on the area,
and
then
it just changes the gravitational situation
then it will affect.
It's like a
Asta,
catalyst that like says now everything is heavier in this area, or everything is lighter in this area, and then the magic stops and the gravity is changed, and now the gravity is.
And he just cuts a hole in that fucking area and just wipes out a big chunk of the, you know, territory.
Well, no, because then he would have to because if it's a spell that Dante is casting that affects the gravitational force itself, and like the rules are being rewritten, and then his magic is done, but the gravity is still, you know, changing and doing its thing, then Asta is fighting against gravity, not against magic, because the magic spell is already complete and you have to hit Dante. Right. But if his magic is taking the form of gravity, and there's a magical gravitational force that is affecting these things, then Asta can just cut through that because the magic.
And I get what you're saying, but that just sounds so like, okay, I cast in my spell, and now my spell's in effect, but it's not in effect anymore. But it is because the gravity is already in play.
Well, like
right?
okay,
And
so
that's
like
just
let's say the gravitational pressure is like 5. Let's give it a numeric value of 5.
It has to
and
be
then
a
his gravity magic spell changes that 5 to a 15.
Yep.
And then now the gravity itself is at a 15, but he's not like the magic has done its thing by changing it from 5 to 15.
And I get it.
It's got to be a durational thing, right?
Well, I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Because it would either have to be that, you know, or he's got to constantly. Because it would make no sense that he just cast the spell and then gravity's like, you know, permanently changed in that area, right? I guess.
Well,
it's not like Asta can't, like, if someone cast a fire spell and lit a tree on fire, Asta can't put out the fire without water. You know, it's not like he can just like hit it with his sword and it just goes away because
unless
it was
the fire
caused by
is
magic.
Unless the fire itself is magic.
If it's in the middle of a spell, like a pillar of fire being manipulated by magic, he could deflect that. But like I don't think if something's on fire, he just can magically, you know, anti-magically make it go away.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
So that's what I mean. Like that would be the best way to do this fight, because then Asta has to actually attack Dante to deal with this, to deal with his magic, instead of just like, oh well, if Dante sends a pillar of raw, you know, gravitational magic down on Asta, Asta's just gonna clear it. You know what I mean? And then Dante
either way,
either
way, Vanessa confirmed stage 0, right? Like,
of course. Obviously, right? Like,
right.
Definitely broken.
So, just have Rouge ride with Asta, boom, anti-gravity.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, who better to go against the anti-gravity than just a powerhouse little motherfucker who is on some like straight
Gravity don't affect him. He's just too strong.
Like he's
too
just
strong.
so powerhouse. He's just like still going what a normal person would be going. You know, like he's fast as fuck normally. Under like 50 times gravity, he's moving still like 10 times faster than a normal person.
I just don't want this to turn into Dragon Ball. Like we're already in the weeds a little bit here. You know.
I was thinking about like I was gonna ask what's the spaceship called that Goku was traveling on M.A.N.G.A, because this is like the gravitational training he was doing on that shit. That's
just Kami ship. It's just oh no, that's not Kami ship.
It was a capsule core.
Yeah. Dr. Grief made that one.
Yeah, that's right.
Gohan and Bulma and Krillin went in Kami ship back to
for sure.
But that's good though. Like that makes sense. You know that's the way that this can be a fight. Obviously,
right?
You know, and
or Yami will come in at the exact right moment and help.
I mean, Finral even said it's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah, like he's not going to be able to just jump there, jump back. Like he's going to have to jump.
Right.
You know,
Jump, that's a good point. Yeah.
Jump.
How about the combo attack? Mana rocket punch and large reflect refrain.
Yeah,
I just thought that was pretty tight.
Hell
Just I know, like, I mean, we've talked about it. Like, you just shoot a spell, right? And then a rocket punch is a rocket punch. You know,
right.
You have a page.
Nothing fancies here, but I'm just like, it looks good.
They're Wizard Green Lanterns.
Yeah. So,
hell yeah.
That was I like the panel.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's I think that's all I had though for Black Clover.
I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Well, then with that, we can go ahead and move on to One Piece chapter 972.
Yeah, so the cover?
I am Odin, and I was born to boil.
Yo, this cover
this color
though.
spread, this color spread, the Hungry Days.
Wait a minute,
looking
bro.
up the Hungry Days YouTube videos on YouTube, and there's a lot more than I thought. Like I thought it was just I only saw one or two commercials. There's 5 or 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
I have not seen the newest one.
I haven't
and
even
I also
seen
saw
any of
like
these.
older ads that One Piece did, like affiliations. I was watching like a One Piece KFC commercial. That shit was wild. I was laughing my ass off. There was a One Piece Fanta commercial where they had Luffy singing some dumbass song. I'm like, this shit is wild, bro. I was rolling.
Dumber than don't you want that? How could it be dumber than that? We already got a dumb one.
Vitamin C, D. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yo. Holy shit.
Yeah. Look at
this Hungry Days cover was fire as fuck.
Yeah, very cool.
So like look at all these people in the background here. So like this is obviously like
that's
younger
their
Brooke.
renditions. That's the slice of life renditions.
That's what
from
they
the
look
commercials.
like. Yeah, because they're all in school or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fucking Usopp.
Have
with
you
the
not seen the
haircut.
commercials?
No, I just saw that.
Bro, look up the One Piece Hungry Days
Yeah.
commercials. They're fucking so
It's a ramen commercial, right? And so, but all the characters it's like a slice of life high school setup.
Hell yeah.
And so, like, Zoro's in the kendo club, and
in the first commercial, Zoro gets his ass smacked up by Mihawk in the kendo club,
Right.
and then he's doing training and shit.
I saw that. That was cool.
Definitely recommend it. Go check them out.
I'm a
They're pretty tight.
I'm a peep 'em. But it's just
And
crazy
there's like
seeing
cameos
Usopp
from
with
a bunch
fucking-
of other characters besides the Straw Hats. Like I'm pretty sure Moria's in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see
Moria.
Dolphy.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bunch of
Lucci.
characters.
Lucci.
The newest one with Ace. Ace is in the newest one. I think the last one, and I've not seen it yet. So like, I'm really excited to see it or whatever. It's probably gonna be sad.
Yeah. It's just crazy
they're cool
seeing
as hell.
fucking it's just crazy seeing Usopp with his Sabo hair here.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. I
Usopp
like it.
looking smooth as fuck with the drip.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Getting into the chapter.
Orochi shot anybody pleading for their life.
Orochi,
Bro.
Pleading for Odin's life. They just got shot the fuck up.
said
Right.
silence trash.
Dude, fuck Orochi.
Yeah,
I love the narration of like everyone realizes they are fucked.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
any
I
One
love
Piece
that.
narration piece is just so
Powerful.
just good. Like that's one of
Yeah.
Oda's like strongest suits. I feel like is
Right.
the narration pieces. They're always
Right.
just so fucking.
Well, I would even say necessarily narration piece because like say Hunter Hunter is all about narration and internal monologue. One Piece, its main storytelling driver is flashbacks. And here we have, I would say, a rare narration. You know, like, and it's even all the more powerful because, like, you don't use narration all that often. I feel like.
100%.
Yeah, well, and we had like a couple chapters ago where it was narration done from Odin's point of view.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
That was really different and refreshing.
And this is like a double border, true narration.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Like you'll hear the Wumpy, like I forget. I can't imitate his name.
That guy.
I can't imitate his fucking voice, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, they have a great narrator.
Guy.
Yeah,
but it'll be cool in the anime to hear. Wow,
or
Brooke.
Well, Brooke's voice is Brooke's voice, and you know, I don't think
not gonna change.
It wouldn't change that much, you know. But like an older Usopp, like telling the story like the entire time at the end, like after everybody, you know, has found their goal or accomplished their goal or whatever, to find out that like it's just like a 70-year-old Usopp like telling the story, you know what I mean? Wow, I feel like that'd be fucking sick. Yeah,
I saw it on the internet somewhere though. Like the way One Piece is gonna end is like Brooke playing a song.
No,
Straw Hat's grave.
No,
because he can't die.
Don't say that.
Watch them all die, man.
Don't say that.
That made me so sad. I was like. What?
I'd cry.
Yeah, that'll be very sad.
When One Piece ends, I'm definitely gonna cry.
Oh, we all are.
Dude, Orochi fucking sitting here and saying like, I changed my mind last minute on your execution terms. Oh my god, bro.
I'm glad he brought that up because I was actually kind of surprised that that Kaido let him like undercut him like that. You know, because he was like, all right, like you got an hour.
Yeah.
You know, if you can make it, I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah.
And like Orochi's bitch made, he like knows that. He's like, I'm the strong one. So why would he let him like undercut him like that?
But didn't they say that Odin gets basically control of the country back if he can? So there was no way that they were letting that slide. Like Kaido was fine with that.
Well, no, they just said he was. But they were gonna let him go. The whole thing about him getting the country back was why he was dancing, because Orochi was like, yeah, man, if you dance for 5 years, we'll give you all the power back and we'll just bounce on the ship.
We'll just leave, right? We'll just leave.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
I do think that there's something interesting here with like how Kaido has some honor. I don't think Kaido is like a pure bad type of character like Orochi is.
Yeah.
Like if you remember also, not just that shapeshifter, you know, the clone fruit.
Yeah,
we killed that person. They fuck with you. We killed them. Don't worry about that. Also, think back to the first chapter where we see Kaido, the suicide chapter. You know, Kaido is jumping off of the Sky Island trying to kill himself. I think Kaido is a deeper character than perhaps him being aligned with Orochi would lead you to believe.
Yeah.
I think Orochi's the bad guy here. Kaido is bad guy. He's not like a shitbag.
He needs a shitbag to run all the shitbag aspects of his, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, we still don't have Kaido's story. You know what I mean? Like in all of these arcs, we get Big Mom's story. We get, you know, we get Doflamingo's story. You know what I mean? That like enhances their character, gives them a little bit more depth, and usually a little bit more pathos than your usual like run of the mill, you know, villain, to make you like really care for him. But like we've just been seeing Kaido just being a piece of shit this whole time, so that like we can build up that hate, and then once you know hate him at the peak, you get reasons to care about him, and that will you know enhance his villainous role or his antagonistic role, you know, in the story, and like really put him up there with the greats of the series. I feel like, because there's a lot of story that we're getting for a lot of characters in this arc, and they're saving Kaido's, I feel like, for whatever final confrontation.
For the battle.
Yeah.
But so kind of going back to what Nick was saying, and this just is how great Oda is. Just think about, so we are talking about how Kaido has honor, and he's like, so that old lady who like snatched up fucking Momonosuke and interfered in our fucking battle, and you lost only because she did that.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't really know how our battle would have played out if she didn't fucking pull that snake shit. So we killed her. Yeah. You know, so you know, obviously to show that you know.
Is that what he meant?
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Exactly what he meant. And
I thought, that does make sense. I thought he was talking about Hyogoro's wife.
No. But think about this though. We had M.A.N.G.A, right? Obviously, we know that was his fruit, right?
Right.
So when M.A.N.G.A got this fruit, when they're just thinking back, how long has M.A.N.G.A been in the story? Since chapter 150, something like that.
Alabasta,
Just think about how long that time is to where when does Oda decide, okay, this fruit is going to be needed in Wano. Mm-hmm. We are going to have to wrap it up, and I'm going to have to give a clear, concise reason why this isn't around and why M.A.N.G.A has it now.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
He wraps that up so beautifully.
Yeah.
So
just one panel. All it takes is one
just
panel.
the story behind why
one panel. You're like, good goddamn it. Oda again. You're sitting there staring at just one panel with fucking like 10 words in it. You're like,
and it gives us a reason why the fruit is available. It gives us a reason why the fruit is available, and it gives us some like insight into who Kaido is as a character. Like, you fucked with our fight, I killed you because of that. Now the fruit is available.
So many different.
So Kaido is a better character now, and the fruit is available for M.A.N.G.A.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a power move too, because that was Orochi's, like, she was a Kurozumi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was Orochi's like family member, and he's like, yo, she gotta go.
Had to go. Like Big Daddy Kaido said, you can't be doing all that.
Thunder Bugwa! Slacked her ass with the fucking Morning Star.
So, I mean, kind of going back to the beginning a little bit more. These fucking arrows, they shoot these arrows across the whole goddamn country, and they just homing heat. And Yasui's just like, oh, this is what happened, like, it's kind of wild, but then it says
crazy,
they travel great distances, it's like, well, obviously they just shot them all over this country to tell all the daimyos that, and I assume it's so hard to like scale a country in one piece, but I assume Wano's a big island, to have whatever 6-7 regions or whatever like that are all
it's a continent.
Kind of governed. Yeah, they're governed like their own countries, basically. Yeah, like it's
similar size to Alabasta, maybe not as big, maybe a little bigger, something around that size though. Where Alabasta was like a whole continent.
Yeah, for sure. So
they had some way to text message. That was just their text messaging. The arrows. It's fine. It makes sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just straight fucking like.
It's just funny. Yeah.
No, for sure.
This fucking panel,
like fucking what's his name in the first season of Seven Deadly Sins, Gil Thunder, when he throws the spear.
When he throws the spear, bro, and it finds Meliodas, and he grabs it and throws it back.
Yep.
Can you just think about how much hype we had for that bad story way back at that time? Like,
we were like, "This is it."
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
But this panel of Odin getting shot in the forehead.
It was
the silhouette. Like mid-sentence, bro. Mid-sentence? That's how you did my guy?
Kaido don't got honor for that.
And the crowd, bro. That brought a tear to my eye. The crowd. And I've seen a lot.
They're all breathing in.
Yep. To boil.
Oh, and so good. Oh,
people, man, I did see a few people, not more than a few people, say that this has just been underwhelming and that they didn't care about Odin and they didn't care about these characters. And it's like,
everyone's wrong about something.
That's because they're hype beasts and they're fucking stupid.
But no, they give. I was seeing examples about how they cared in other flashbacks. It's like okay, you can't compare it to Rosinante. You can't compare it. Like, I don't know, like.
And I tried to make a point where like a lot of it probably has to do with that we met Odin in this flashback, right?
Yeah.
So so like a lot of the other flashbacks that we have that are like what seem way more impactful are for characters that we've like had a little bit of experience with before we got their flashback. So that probably has a lot to do with it too. But then you look at like Mont Blanc Norland, or what's the original Norland? It's not Mont Blanc. It's whatever, like you have the
it is
Mont Blanc Norland. Okay,
Cricket is
the new one.
Cricket is the new one, right? So like you had the Norland flashback that was huge, and we didn't know who Norland was. Like we met him in that flashback, but it was a lot shorter, I feel like, than this Odin one. Plus, it's not a lot of hype like around that arc to be like a huge battle like it's been leading up to, in Wano. You know what I mean? So like everyone is week to week waiting for this battle to unfold, and then we get this 15 to 20 chapter flashback of this character that we're just meeting in the flashback. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna seem a little bit like more because you want to go back to something that we know Oda is saying is gonna make Marineford look like a kiddie pool. You know what I mean? So there's a lot more that goes into why it's underwhelming
Right.
It's hard to compare those two to me because Odin has been a character that's been in the story, whether we've seen him or not. He's been in the story for years now, like 10 years, like we've known about Odin. And so like when you have a character that long that you're waiting for this information on, you know, you can't tell me the Roger chapters. The Roger
chapters slapped, but they had
with Odin, but that was all, you know, like with Odin, of course, and it's just different, like because like Norland's story, it's like okay, we gave you like his tragic story up front, and then we got like this whole, you know, like arc, but it gets wrapped up at the end of that was all like a one arc, you know, story. It's not like we've been sitting on Odin. We've been sitting on Odin since fucking Punk Hazard or longer.
Yeah, but a lot of it has to do with what Eagle was saying about how people are hype beasts and they just want to see high tiers fighting, and then you get this long ass fucking, you know, flashback here that like and there can be information that we get after this flashback is over that increases the significance of the flashback significantly. You know what I mean? Like we can still get information on Odin from other people's points of view that enhance his character for us once we have that information, you know what I mean? So like inside of the flashback self-contained itself, sure, like I can see from the reasoning that I've seen from people who aren't just fucking like meathead slanderers, you know, like giving actual criticism of the flashback, a little bit of it makes sense. I loved everything about this flashback from start to finish. I am a very patient reader, you know what I mean? Like I want to see these high tiers fighting too, and I know that there's a huge battle that we're going back to in the present time, but that doesn't, you know, like One Piece is about so much more than high tiers fighting. That for people to say that like we've been at this flashback for too long while Oda does his thing everywhere else that he's known to do that you love this series for, you know, like you're gonna be mad that he's doing it now, you know what I mean, just because you can't wait to get back to, you know, to this war, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like just chill and let him do his fucking thing. And like we say all the time, like this shit is meant to be consumed from like a bird's eye point of view, you know, and like when you see it, you know, like as a whole, this shit is still going to be masterpiece level, you know what I mean? Like I said last week, like obviously week to week is the quickest pace that we can get this shit, so you can definitely have your week to week criticisms, but it's like you must have just got caught up in One Piece and you're just impatient. You know what I mean? Like if you're really complaining about this shit, like you must have fucking like just caught up in Wano and now you can't handle week to week One Piece storytelling is all it says to me. You know what I mean?
I mean this flashback is
for us.
Yeah, right, exactly. And this flashback is way more than just Odin. I mean, like even just the Odin bits. I mean, like I love Odin as a character. I think the beginning to the end, he really grows with you and you really learn to love him. But this flashback, and especially this chapter in particular, ties so much of the entire series together.
Yes.
You know, he says, Kozuki clan closed off Wano. Yes. Obviously, to prevent world government from interfering in Wano
A great external power.
Yeah.
A great external power, obviously the world government.
Yeah.
He says, the entire world awaits a figure. Probably Luffy. I would say it's a very good guess.
Reincarnation of Joy Boy.
Right, reincarnation of Joy Boy, or perhaps Joy Boy. And so it takes me back to Zoe, you know.
It takes you back to Skypiea, it takes you back to Water 7.
Right.
Everything.
This whole thing ties the entire story together and gives it a path forward.
We have legendary chapters. I can't believe
anyone would say this is a bad flashback.
And an underwhelming and a bad arc. Like people are complaining about like Wano itself. You know what I'm saying? We got the interim chapters with the Navy that are answering 15 to 20 year questions that we've had in the series. Like these are we got the entire like voyage of like Roger's last voyage in the eyes of Odin. That's huge. You know what I mean? Like what's the last arc like that gave us this much information about the entire series that we've been wanting? Like, you know what I mean? And you're just mad because you haven't seen fucking Kaido in a full power fight yet, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or like you haven't seen because of some off-screen fights that are going to be dwarfed compared to what we're about to get when we go back to the present. You're mad because Hawkins and fucking Law was off-screen, fam? Like that's why this arc sucks? Like you're a fucking meathead.
And you can still get that too.
Yeah.
You know.
But,
and we will, yeah.
Why are we in Sanji versus page 1?
Yeah, like bro, like why hasn't Zoro like had a full power fight against the samurai yet? Like it's here we are, bro. We're going back to the present at the start of a fucking war. Like you think all the fucking crazy fights we need aren't gonna be inside of this? You know, when Oda says this is gonna make fucking Marineford look like nothing, bro. Like just chill the fuck out.
you can tell these people weren't current during Ace Sabo Luffy time. Like,
Right.
for you to, from the high of like the Marine Food fight to
Yeah.
go to that, and that you're just sitting patiently waiting for a fucking time skip to
Yeah.
drop
Right.
every week.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
you don't know what it's like. Like if
Right.
you weren't current during
Or
that time.
remember the flashback, which was like, you know, probably some pages in the manga of fucking Rayleigh remembering when Roger met him with,
Yeah.
and you see the hat, like just those few panels
Yeah.
where you were like, oh my god, this is the fucking best chapter in the year. Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
yeah.
I'm so ready for this.
Yeah.
Like this, I can't. This
Yeah.
flashback has just been pure gold the
Yeah.
entire time.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's been of like say how many chapters has this flashback been? Like 10?
15,
Yeah.
15,
15.
15.
Yeah.
No more than 20.
Yeah.
There have
Yeah.
been like at least 4 chapters, which have been some of the best chapters in the entire series.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like-
Exactly.
Sure.
Anyone who says this flashback is bad is just wrong, and it's probably more like what you're saying. They've only just caught up. They're very impatient.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't caught up in Dressrosa, you know.
Yeah.
That too. It took forever. Yeah.
And we've
Right.
gotten like hype beast shit too throughout the flashback. Like, if you weren't like literally violently rocket shitting your pants when fucking Roger and Whitebeard fucking clashed
Clashed,
at their
bro.
Conqueror's hockey,
Or
bro.
when
like,
Odin
you,
and Whitebeard clashed, that
Yeah.
was
you
fucking
literally didn't
massive
blow a
too.
hole through your fucking jeans and have to go buy a new pair on the spot. Like, I don't know what the
Rocket
fuck you're
shitting.
doing.
No, I literally sat here for goosebumps and just like read it over and over again.
Yes.
Just like kind of like I don't know, like giggled like a little kid, like just
Yeah.
fucking. And I'm like calling people into that. Hey, come here. Hey, you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but come here and look at this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Or how about
You don't get moments like that in a bad arc or flashback.
no,
right?
no.
Or
He
immediately.
You're
looking
well, Roger.
Yeah.
Immediately after Odin is killed, and everyone says, you know,
To
to boil.
Yeah.
We have. I'm just trying to look at the exact panel here. Yeah,
The
so
smile.
the smile,
The
is
big
like-
grin.
Oh,
The,
yeah.
the Kozuki D Odin smile.
so good. Oh, I just love that.
Yes. God, how much does that hurt? Being fully submerged up to your teeth. And
Well,
your
that's
gums
the good thing
and
about him getting shot in his dome is that he's like dead pretty much on the spot. I don't know why he wasn't like, why was this man not using fucking armor and hockey to keep himself from getting burned?
Oh,
You think that would work?
Shot or anything. I don't know. Who knows?
plot.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
I
got
think
boy.
I think it's a fair question, I guess. I mean, we've never seen him use armament hockey on his body,
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Um,
never seen him use armament
he-
hockey hardening,
He used it on his swords,
Yeah.
presumably
Yeah.
when so he clashed with Whitebeard. We got the sparks
which
and the
Enma
black
draws it
blaze.
out. So
Yeah,
Right,
and Enma
right.
draws it out. Yeah.
he
Right.
may not even know how to like actually use it himself.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
and
we've
that's what I
never
think it
seen.
is, yeah.
Well, we've never seen full body coating other than maybe Virgo,
Virgo.
which was
And
well,
Pika.
that was Virgo was waist. We don't know if it's more than waist up though, right? Like,
Yeah.
we really,
Sure.
We know it was
Sure.
full body with Pika though,
Yeah.
because he was like
Because
he
he
was
had-
like
he had
half
the
naked.
loincloth
His
on,
armor
bro,
was
yeah.
like like you saw it on his
He was like
thighs
a
and his
centurion
shins.
type
Yeah.
I don't
style
remember.
armor kind of.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
I've
But
seen
I-
that recently, so I can confirm.
Right.
Yeah.
Dress
I think he
roses.
can still explain it because like Wano is so separated from all the rest of the world. He didn't barely even know what a devil fruit was, right?
Yeah.
Like what is happening here? He didn't even think to try to use hockey to cut through the barrier. He obviously could have cut through that barrier fruit wall with his hockey. I mean, if he even knew to try. He didn't even know
I
to
don't know.
try.
Man.
As far as we know, nothing breaks the barrier.
We've had that conversation too. Like, does it
has
like
to cut
totally
it.
Hockey
negate
hockey isn't a dispel. Hockey,
Yeah.
you know, like
It's anti devil fruit ability. You can
Yeah,
grab a
but
load,
it's
you
not
can
like
cut
a-
through that barrier.
it's no because then like why couldn't
We've
any
talked
hockey
about
users
this.
get through the
Wow.
birdcage?
Because
King
that was
punch.
hockey imbued birdcage.
Was it?
I mean, you could say it is.
Yeah, you could say it
I'm
is,
not-
but
I'm
like,
not
but,
saying
but,
it's
but we,
not, I
we yeah
guess, but-
we did have that conversation about how like hockey isn't a hard like magic
Yeah.
cancel. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
because no matter what, Fujitora would be able to cut out a birdcage
Yeah,
if he wanted to.
yeah.
Sure. I'm
And
just saying. I guess there's. I think
because
it's
Kiko
fair
Kiko made a point about how like Virgo could just walk through.
Yeah,
Akainu's
molten
lava
lava,
because
if
he's got a
that's the
full
case.
body armament, and it's like no, you still have to deal with magma heat. You still have to deal with like you have increased defenses. You can touch. You can force a Logia user tangible. It just acts as like a gateway to the physical body of But like an actual like hockey attack, you can't just like hit it with a hockey arm and like dispel it. You know what I mean? Like you still like Enel can still zap the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Like with like you still have to deal with the element.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that.
Yeah. But
it's hard. We've talked about this actually a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let you guys go because like
no,
I was just saying because this conversation could go for so.
This is a half hour at least. Like
we've had this before. We've done this.
But
before.
it just makes hockey, you know, make a little bit more sense if you don't consider it a hard dispel against devil fruit abilities, because like, yeah, you can hit Luffy's true body, yeah, you can grab Smoker, but like a hard dispel against like a projectile devil fruit attack just like invalidates devil fruits a lot more than if it's not a hard dispel. You know what I mean? Like because then anyone with hockey, like what's the point of having a devil fruit then? You know what I mean? Like
I will just say that I think there's a reason why Shanks doesn't have a devil fruit.
Yeah.
But I totally agree, Kiko. This conversation could go on for half an hour, 3 hours, 5 hours, easy.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with getting back to the chapter generally.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, really the last thing that I wanted to kind of talk about is like, okay, so Toki has the time leaping ability.
Yep.
Right? So like, and I can't remember, she's dead, right?
No. Yeah, in the current timeline.
In the current timeline,
we know definitively she's dead.
She stayed and died, yeah.
Okay. And just sent Hiyori,
or
that's
no,
why she ripped, that's why she
Hiyori,
ripped up the letter when he told her like, I want you to use your power. She said, motherfucker, no.
Yeah. So she sent people into the future and then died in Wano. Okay. I just wanted to.
Do we think her ability? What do you mean?
She sent Momonosuke and like the retainers.
Yeah. But do we think that she can only send either herself or others then? She can't send herself with others?
I just think there's a cap on people and she sent as many as she could.
Yeah.
Oh, and then not including herself. Okay, that's actually a good point, because I was wondering, obviously the flashback's over now.
Yeah. Presumably
based on the last panel. But we did not get to see exactly why Hiyori was not sent.
That's right. No, and
so if there's a cap, that makes sense, I guess.
Well, and we know that. So I assume since Kawamatsu took Hiyori and escaped with her, I just assume they were all in a room together. They had to make some kind of decision on what was going to happen, and it happened. Kawamatsu took fucking Hiyori and bounced, and obviously he wasn't, sent to the future. Only Kanjuro, Kinemon, and Raizo were the only three that were sent forward. And that's just. I don't know. I just feel like that's all she could do.
Right. That makes sense.
Fine.
Yeah.
Just a couple little things I like. just quick things is I like when it shows like Kinemon, they're running and he just snaps his handcuffs, and then they start showing other the other scabbards. You get to see like Kiku, and then you get to see like Kawamatsu, like, and they're all running, and you could they all broke their shit. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty tight to see that. And then another thing that I really liked is, we don't have any food. Oh, that's because you borrowed all of our fucking money away. Well, that's all right. Just go steal food. Is that something that a daimyo would say? Like, so even during these times, like you always get little comedic reliefs here and there.
Yeah, and you get their little like flashbacks, like their little mini like individual flashbacks of when they met Odin. You're like, you're Ashura Doji, you know what I'm saying? Like you're the leader here of Curry, and then fucking he's crying and shit as he's like running, and like everybody else like just ties in like the beginning of the flashback, towards the end of it, which is just nice. Like
sucks because we knew he was dead.
Yeah, we knew he was dead.
I'm mad all over again. Like I didn't. Well, not even all over again because I was never mad, but now I'm like pissed. I'm like, man, I really wish Odin was still in the fucking story, man. Because he's just I love Odin, but right now he would be like a Yonko level character, so I don't know. He can't really be.
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
That's crazy to think that like the dude. He was on par with Kaido back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's fair.
Yeah.
Because Whitebeard and Roger even say like, Odin,
you got the juice.
We're glad we got him on the ship, but they didn't like really look at him as an underling. They were just like, you're an addition here.
Yeah. Whitebeard called everyone his kids, but called Odin his brother. That was like the main. That was the main thing right there.
I love that.
Yeah. So that feels right, you know. And
After the scabbards got tossed off the oil or whatever, I like, and they're all running, right? And we get all these flashbacks and of why they love Odin or whatever.
Their sentimentality.
I felt so bad because I'm like super critically analyzing every panel. Like, can I see who the traitor is? Which one of you is the traitor?
Which one of you fucking bastards?
And they're all crying. They're all crying. They have their own reasons. I'm like, is it really any of you?
These crocodile tears.
Yeah.
Conjure, I'm looking at you, bitch.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Man,
I mean, he does steal people's hair. That shit's weird. He's the
traitor
Oyama
thing
of
is,
this
like,
fucking
really
story.
perplexing
Oh, God.
situation. Still, like, man, it's just crazy.
yeah.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
I think
dude.
that's all I had for One Piece.
Yeah, I'm
Me
good.
too.
Great discussion once again.
Amazing.
Well
shit.
then, yes, it was a great discussion.
Thanks for joining us again, Nick.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Hell yeah.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of the Project Manga Podcast. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did, make sure you smash that like button if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit that noti bell if you're new to the show and you've been enjoying it so far, and we will chirp you. Make sure you leave a comment down below and let us know what you thought of this Week in Jump. And as we said before, be sure to check that link tree in the description box down below where you can find links to any and all of our online communities, audio listening platforms you can find the podcast on, and ways to support the podcast if you feel so inclined. And with those words out of the way, this will be another stupendous episode of the Project Manga Podcast. Wrapping up, I'm your host, Eagle.
It's your boy Kiko.
Noxie.
Nickums.
Sarabada.